Hello again, guys. So I thought that I'd just jump on here and quickly see if I can give you guys an update on what has been taking place in regards to Bitcoin and the crypto markets. So what you all are witnessing is the manufactured spike in progress. Now, as the Lord has already shared with me, He's shown me that this Bitcoin spike will go up to at least $133,000. So that's the base price at which he showed me that it would go. But when combining that revelation with other revelations that he has also given to me, I'm expecting this manufactured spike to potentially go up and range from $133,000 up to $250,000 and even possibly $300,000. Yes, that's potentially how high I'm expecting Bitcoin to spike up before it starts to crash down to zero. And yes, beloveds, that's exactly what's going to occur, based off of several different visions and dreams that Yah had given to me. This current move with Bitcoin is the ultimate sign of the flash crash to zero, which the church and all of us have been waiting for. And we have to be wise, we have to be very vigilant and pay attention in this hour, because the time of the plunder is next. And I want us all to plunder the markets thoroughly. The governments think that they're smart. They've orchestrated this manufactured spike in order to suck up as much retail liquidity from the masses as much as possible, and then pull off a rug pull and dump their assets on everyone. But just so you know, my beloveds, so that you won't be in the dark, this whole thing is a scam pump. This was meticulously and carefully orchestrated, even years ago, by the world governments, as an ingenious plan before they send Bitcoin down to zero. This is high market manipulation and wickedness, beloveds. Yes, it is not at all an accident. This is a stage, an orchestration. Now, I can imagine that a great number of you guys may be a little bit on edge, maybe a little bit apprehensive, or probably uneasy, impatient, and wondering, when will your bags, your prophetic coins take off? Because I see that quite a number of them have already started to take off. But let me encourage you and tell you that just be patient and fear not, because very soon your bags will start to pump. The prophetic coins will start to pump, including Shiba Inu. Now, like I've stated before in previous discussions about the Shiba Inu spike and crash videos, I'm not entirely sure how high it will pump before it crashes to zero, because I'm pretty certain that the flash crash to zero is coming. And by now I'm almost certain that it's connected to the Bitcoin flash crash to zero. And so yes, I'm expecting Shiba Inu to spike up to at least 2 zeros and a 1 before any such flash crash to zero happens with it. So you guys, you Shiba Inu holders can rest assured, everything will start to pump, including Shiba Inu. Because like I said, I'm expecting Bitcoin to spike up to 133,000 and even higher, up to 200,000, and possibly even into the 300s is also a possibility. It's going to go up really high. Because going back to the original dream that Yah had given to me, I was in the plane and the plane just literally took off from mid-air. This plane was just coasting, just like what Bitcoin was doing this past year. It was just going sideways, doing nothing. And then it took off from mid-air. This is the dream that Yah had given to me. It's literally playing out just as Yah showed it to me. And then it took off and went way up, beloved, to the point where it started to become scary. But listen, do not let the market suck you out. Do not jump out before time. Like I said, there's a pump coming for all of your prophetic coins. Hold on to them and wait. And you're also going to need to seek the Lord as well as to when to jump out, because that was important. I remember I was in this plane and it took off vertically from the mid-air. It took off and it went up almost vertically, and it was so violent the way it took off. And I remember I was in this plane sitting down with everyone else when I noticed that it was starting to get too violent. The plane started to speed up and started to go up too vertical, too fast. And so the Spirit of the Lord move me to get up. So I unbuckled my seatbelt, get up, and then I positioned myself at the back door of this plane. The plane was moving so powerful and so steep that the back door was sucked off. And so I positioned myself at the back door. And my feet was literally being blown off the floor. I literally was holding on to something in this plane, and it was taking off so violently that my feet was off the floor, both my feet. And I was just holding on with my two hands, and I had my backpack on my back. And that's the majority of my crypto holdings that I had. I had to hold on. I couldn't allow myself to be sucked out of the plane while it was going up. So you guys are going to be tested as well in this, when your bags start to pump. That is coming up very soon. They're going to take off, beloveds. All of these ones that are dead right now, the prophetic ones, they're going to take off. They're going to do a run. So you're going to need to hold on until the right time for you to come out. Now, I noticed that while I positioned myself at the back of this plane, I could see up ahead. I see a number of people up there, and they were quite comfortable and in a state of euphoria, and they were still sitting down, and they had their seat belts buckled. I tell you the truth, beloveds, this is a warning. Do not be like these people. You position yourself at the door in preparation to jump the heck out of this plane. Because I'm telling you the truth, Bitcoin is preparing to go to zero and even sub-zero. And this here is the sign that we've been waiting for. Now, I noticed that there was a mountain that Bitcoin was attempting to clear. It was attempting to fly over this mountain. And while we were nearing this mountain, I could feel it very strongly in my spirit that Bitcoin was going to be unable to clear this mountain. Like, I could sense that it was going to fail and it's going to result in a disaster. So when I observed that it was getting dangerously close to this mountain, I prepared myself to jump out. And beloveds, that's exactly what I did. And what if I were to tell you, it's a dream, but even in the dream, when I jumped out of the plane, I literally landed right on my feet. I jumped out of the plane when the plane was about, I'd say, lower than 7 to 8 feet high. And as a result, I landed safely on my feet. I wasn't even shaken up. I landed comfortably on the side of that mountain. And beloved, I watched this plane suddenly fell out of the sky, and then it started rolling down this huge mountain, and then it caught on fire and exploded in this huge ball of fire and rolled all the way down to the bottom in an engulfing, a very huge ball of fire. And I knew that everyone that was still there on that plane had died. As a matter of fact, it was being broadcasted on all the news stations the next day on TV. And I remember seeing him taking out bodies of people that were unalived from out of the plane, out of the wreckage. And so that's exactly what's getting ready to occur. A huge massacre of biblical proportions. Because the majority of traders out there, they actually believe that Bitcoin is going to continue going all the way up, quite possibly to $1 million. And you know what? At first, when I'd first received this dream, I'd interpret this mountain to quite possibly be $100,000, which we all know now that's not the case. The mountain, I think that it was trying to scale, to go over, was the $1 million mark. Bitcoin is going to go to $1 million, but only after it crashes to zero. Yes, beloveds, after it crashes to zero, Bitcoin is going to go to $1 million and higher, over $1 million. But it's going to fail in its attempt to scale that mountain in this first spike. Okay, so that's what I saw in the first dream. Now, other dreams Yah gave to me, he showed me there are two big, emphasizing on the word big here. There are two big flash crashes coming. They're coming back to back. The only way that I managed to escape these crashes in the dream was by carefully observing the markets. That's how I had escaped in this latest dream here. Two big major crashes coming, and it may not necessarily be limited to cryptocurrencies. It may involve banks and the stock market as well. But just know that it's going to be big. They're going to be big, back to back. And however you guys want to interpret that and the timing, I'm not 100% sure of the timing of the both of them. But I'm just going to be watching the markets as I did in the dream, very, very keenly. Also, I noticed that in the dreams with the crashes, there's always distractions. At the time of the flash crash, there's always some type of distraction coming up. But I noticed that in more than 2 flash crash dreams, distractions starting to pop up in front of me, coming to, try to distract me at such a critical time. So you guys want to be aware of distractions coming out of nowhere. Maybe a plan of the enemy. So guys, now I'm noticing the timing of this whole thing, even with Trump becoming president. Now, personally, I believe that this Trump here, he won't last very long. Somehow they will remove him and this is based off of what Yah had shown to me. Yah literally showed me that at some point, a female will be ruling the United States, whom I believe to be Kamala Harris. And coinciding with her rule, I don't know exactly how it's going to play out. Bitcoin is going to be worthless. So you see, she'll be ruling, she'll be president when Bitcoin has already crashed down to nothing. Beloveds, I'm telling you the truth. I saw that. Yah himself showed that to me. So we don't know exactly how this is going to play out, but I know that a president, Kamala Harris, is coming, coinciding with Bitcoin crashing down to nothing. She'll be ruling at that time. So if Bitcoin's already started going up, we know that this thing is coming down the road very soon. So I just wanted to mention that. Now, on the 8th of September of this year, Yah showed me the flash crash again, the Bitcoin flash crash. And let me tell you something, that was, it appeared, the speed at which it flash crashed to zero. I'm wondering because I'm starting to learn that the timing in the playing out of these movements that Yah has shown to me, whether it's a Bitcoin spike, I'm starting to learn about them now. Because sometimes in the visions, they happen in a matter of seconds, and I'm starting to learn that it may not play out that way as I saw it in the visions. It may be a little bit faster. Sometimes it's a little bit closer to what I see it in the visions. The speed is almost the same as I saw it in the visions. Because Bitcoin is actually moving up really fast. Wouldn't you guys agree? And it's just like that. I saw it, that's just like the way I saw it in the visions. It spiked up really fast to the point where I thought it was like on the daily or the weekly, but it appears to be, it's going to be like in the month. It's going to be like a monthly candle, or possibly 2 months, who knows, we'll see, before it tops out and begins to crash. So in this dream on the 8th of September, I saw that Bitcoin literally, like it just fell out of the sky, beloveds. Or you just go into a room and turn off your light switch and the lights just vanish. And the light just vanishes. In the same manner, I saw that Bitcoin just fell flat to zero from wherever it was. It doesn't matter, even if it was, there wasn't any numbers shown to me, but however high it was in this dream which wasn't shown to me, it just fell from that point straight down to zero. Which makes me think that something major must have happened for this to occur, beloveds. Which by now we know that it can be potentially several things. It can have something to do with Trump. It can have something to do with a hack, which I've seen before. It looks similar to a hack. And something to note here, don't think that you can wait till Bitcoin goes all the way down to like the $8,000 mark, which I've seen it in the vision, and then you're going to say, okay, now I'm going to put in my buy orders. No, beloveds, that would be very foolish, because in that vision, when Bitcoin was at $8,000, it was already too late. Let me repeat that. In the vision where I saw that Bitcoin flash crashed from $8,000 to zero, while Bitcoin was at $8,000, it didn't even make any sense for you to try to put in any buy orders or make any kind of trades. It was already too late while Bitcoin was at $8,000. You couldn't do anything. The exchanges were already glitching out, and you couldn't even sign in much more to do anything. So you want to set those buy orders when you take your first profits. That's when you want to set up your buy orders and leave them. Okay, what else? So yeah, on the 8th of September, I'd seen Bitcoin flash crashing to zero again. And man, yo, that was something. The speed at which it fell to zero, something major must be responsible. And so I can't even count the amount of times now that Yah had shown to me that Bitcoin is going to crash to zero. I've lost count, beloveds. So now this dream, I had this dream this year. I don't recall which month I had this dream, probably in the summer. This is the first time I've ever seen any numbers for Shiba Inu. Yah really does give us like pieces to the puzzle, so that no one can boast that they're having more than others. Because I've seen a lot of dreams of Shiba Inu spiking up, but I've never ever received any numbers. And I'm always wondering why Yah hadn't shown me any numbers for Shiba Inu while he's showing others. And the obvious reason is so that we can share and fellowship with each other and receive from each other, and for fellowship purposes. But the first time I've received a number for Shiba Inu. In this dream, he showed me Shiba Inu moving up to 0.004. So that's 2 zeros and a 4. And while it was doing this, I was able to tune in to everyone, all of my brothers and sisters around the world, in every country. Because I tell you, the Shiba army is in every country, beloveds. I was able to tune into their spirits, and I could feel their excitement while this Shiba Inu was spiking up to the 0.004 level, and it was on its way to 1 cent. And beloveds, let me tell you, I could feel each and every single one of you, your excitements, beloveds. I mean, I was excited by myself, but adding so much excitement from the lot of you, oh my goodness, it's beyond words. It was wow. I don't even know what to say. All I know is I feel like I could just throw a big party and just start celebrating. Like I was about to explode with excitement, beloveds, because it was my excitement along with all of you guys, your excitement as well. It was very exciting. You see, I could feel your excitement, and it was just beyond words. So that is coming at some point. I don't know if it's heading up there at the 2 zeros and a 4 level at this point, or the 2 zeros and a 1 level at this point before the flash crash. I'm not entirely sure, so you guys are gonna have to seek the Lord on that. But regardless, I know that the pump is coming. Everything is going to start to pump, beloveds. Now, I think it was sometime last week before I went to bed, I consulted the Lord. I asked the Lord about Volt Inu, about some prices. And the very same night, beloveds, in a dream, a person held up a phone and showed me the price of Volt Inu. And this is quite frustrating, because in the dream, right, it was crystal clear. It wasn't blurry, and it was big on the phone. The person showed me the price of Volt Inu, and I saw it in the dream, beloveds. You see, and then I got up immediately and said, you know what, I'm going to start taking some profits. Now, when I woke up, I thought, wow, Volt Inu to $2. I saw $2 on the phone, but then I wasn't sure if it was $2 or it was $9. It was one or the other. Yah showed it to me the very same night that Volt Inu is going to, it's either $2 or $9, beloveds. And that's the number I got for Volt Inu. And so guys, don't sleep on Volt Inu. Okay, so let me see, what else do I have to share? Am I missing anything else? because I can't stay long here. Let's see here. Okay, I think that's it. Yes, guys, pay attention and prepare to take profits and jump the heck out of this plane. Oh, right. How can I forget? The hedge against the crash, beloveds. Different from buy orders, there's a hedge against the crash. And guess what that hedge is? That hedge is BNB Tiger. You guys better buy and hold Tiger. Don't worry if it's not taking off or doing as good as the others, because each of these coins have their appointed times. And the ones that are last are going to be first. Multiple prophecies are being fulfilled, and more are going to be fulfilled in the coming days. So be wise. This is all I'm going to share with you guys. I love and miss you all greatly. The Lord King Yeshua HaMashiach bless and keep you all, my loves. Shalom from your brother.